Hey everybody, welcome back to my Eurovision React Review channel. So it's Monday here in India and it's not quite 48 hours, but approaching 48 hours since Junior Eurovision happened on Saturday. And I haven't put anything on my channel in regards to that. So full disclosure, I know Georgia won. I couldn't escape that. That was pretty much everywhere on every single social media outlet that I am party to. And I watched the performances yesterday, so I had an opportunity to watch the performances. I had a walk around a local lake here and sporadically sat down on benches to watch different performances. I managed to watch all of them. I thought what I would do is watch a recap and just give brief. I made some notes yesterday actually whilst I was watching. I was able to multitask, which is something I can't do, but yesterday I could do. So I made some notes on regards to kind of like my impressions of the live performances on Saturday, and I don't actually know the full results. So I thought what I would do is I would catch the televote or online televote results. So that will allow me at the beginning to see where they stand in regards to the jury's rate. So yeah, like I said, I know that Georgia won and I've seen the performances. So that's where we're at. So there we go, there's a rundown of how this video is gonna go. So let's do that first. Let's see the recap and because yeah, I watched them yesterday. So it's also a reminder for me, what is wrong with my English today? It's a reminder for me in regards to what I watched yesterday. Love is the answer. So someone asked me yesterday, which is my favorite Jesc 2024 favorite song, and I said, well, there's two answers to that. There's the studio version and then there's my thoughts and feelings after the show. And so there are 5 kind of standout songs for different reasons, and Italy's one of them. Like, seeing it live just confirmed that melody on that chorus and that post-chorus, the da-da-da-da-da-da, unbelievably infectious. Now, if the lyrics weren't so juvenile, i.e. Pigiama party, right? No self-respecting adult is going to go out into the world and say it's their favorite song, but like, yeah, the melody on that song, and it's the perfect opener, right? Because both in regards to the production and the staging, the energy just builds until you get to that climax there when you got the pyro, you got him hitting that high note, and I just appreciate the energy. Even the dude just jumping on that trampoline. And bless him, like, you could see that he builds in confidence through those 3 minutes, because by the end, like, he hits that note with confidence, with ease. This is one of my kind of 5 standout songs, because I appreciate as well Italy bringing staging. I mean, there's a concept there. They didn't have to go too far for that concept. It's very evident in the lyrics, but like, yeah, we have a concept, we have a stage, and it does elevate the song for me. I thought this was a great opener, and I hope Italy does well. Estonia. I am slightly worried this will get a little lost, and it's got nothing to do with her. I really like the tone of her singing voice, and there's a lot of people that really like this song, and before I even listened to the songs in Junior Eurovision, people who know my tastes reached out and said, we think you're going to like Estonia. And yeah, I may have not liked it as much as people had thought. Like, I appreciate it. It feels current, it feels radio friendly. It's probably the song that will appeal to the widest demographic. Bless her, she just wasn't helped with staging. I just don't think anything visually matches the sound of the song, and whilst other countries had a concept, had an idea, I don't think this really does. And while some and countries kind of brought staging, the kind of countries that we expect to bring it, and it's a shame because there was a lot of motivation, momentum that I could gather from what people were talking about in regards to the songs, telling me the songs that they like before I even engage with the songs. So I am worried about how well this will do. If this song does not do well, there is no justice in the world. This is, on studio version and live version, one of my favorite songs this year. Is it dark sounding? Yes. does it sound probably more adult leaning in regards to its production and feel? Yes. Has Albania done its best in regards to staging, adding in the flowers to try and give it a kind of junior world? Yes. But she had the best female vocals, in my opinion. Like, it got to song 3, and I was like, we've got a vocalist here. She couldn't do anything more. There were 1 or 2 dodgy camera angles and kind of pan outs that didn't quite work, where other countries were really slick in regards to their camera angles. But there is one moment where there's a camera angle into the crowd and you've got the arms waving, which I thought was a nice touch. This song better do well. At least with juries, anyway. It deserves to. Okay, yeah, personal feelings about this song aside, I have none. I do not dislike the song. I just didn't connect to it on first listen, and I necessarily haven't connected to it since. But people have, and people do, and that's great. Armenia is one of the favourites. But let's just be clear, staging and visuals, top notch. I think we've come to expect it from Armenia now, right? They know what they're doing, and people don't have any concerns when it comes to the singer and the song being kind of caught with and elevated by the staging. This was one of the best stagings of this year. The camera angles were slick. I had no faults with what I saw for those 3 minutes, including Leo. He's a cracking little performer. I was thoroughly entertained. It's just, for me, there's not enough in this song that kind of grabs me to it. But I'm an adult. My thoughts are irrelevant. I'm expecting this to do well, as Armenia has done in recent history. Hands down, streets ahead, my favourite studio cut song from Junior Eurovision 2024. Did the staging live up to my expectations? No. Do I prefer the studio version over the staging? Yes. Just even things like choreography, I just felt like the choreography didn't necessarily match the feeling of the song. I did love the dance break, however. The dance break was extremely effective, very polished, well done. I think for me, I just still find it jarring in the production. It's an odd production choice after the dance break. There's this kind of very odd moment where the beat goes down into the final chorus. It's just the dance break, energy-wise, you're taking here, then you do this, then it does that. And it is jarring for me. I hope this does well, because Cyprus is back. I don't want them to be scared off again. I think the song itself deserves to do well. I'm just not sure with the full package how well it will do. I was saying Italy's got a catchy chorus. France isn't too far behind. The chorus on this one is, or the melody certainly, is an earworm. I think it is fair to say that staging-wise, it is a downgrade for France. The last few years, from memory, they bring a concept, they bring an idea, there's things happening on stage, and this poor dude isn't really given much to elevate the song itself. I think it's a very interesting choice for a song that kind of makes me smile, that they've gone for a colour palette of black and white for the majority of it. And then it is elevated at the end with the kind of block colours, but it seems other delegations did a better job utilising, which I thought was actually, on reflection, is an odd choice to expose these like young people with this kind of portrait background where you have to do something with it. And France decided just to go with block colours. I think this song deserves to do well. I think his performance deserves to do well. I hope it does well. It's one of my favourite songs, studio version. It's in my top 5. It's the staging just hasn't elevated it. I don't think it's done it any harm, but I think it may have risked, or certainly may be a reason why it doesn't do as well as it should. Run, 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 run. Run, 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 run. Marathon. This is one of my favourite studio versions of this year, in my top 5. I struggled to find anything to say. It just kind of, it's not bad in regards to the whole 3 minutes. It just didn't really stay with me. It was pleasant. I like the song, so as a result, I enjoyed the 3 minutes because of that. And yeah, I'm not really sure what to say. I do think potentially this is 2 years in a row where I really liked the song and the staging's been like, oh, okay. Safe, is that a word that might be applicable? But yeah, I don't know how well this will do. I don't know also many people that are also rooting for this song either. So it'll be interesting to see how this does. Well, one for one, together we can take the world again. As you can see, I've listened to this song quite a bit. I do think this, for me, is one of the best songs this year. It's easily in my top 5. It's the melody. Look, by the time you get to song 8, it is refreshing to have a different sound, a slower pace. I thought from the dress rehearsal snippet that they were going to consistently stick with this kind of white and light blue colour scheme. But there were images projected on the background, like a lion and stuff like that. I was like, oh, okay. Wasn't a massive fan of that kind of digital face aging at the end either. I want this to do well. I don't know how many people were talking about this song before the final. I thought he did a great job, bless him, selling this song. I did like the staging, generally. I just really like the song. So I'm fully aware I'm talking about this with like tinted biased glasses. I really liked the song. And I feel the staging didn't do it any harm. And I think the staging did support it. Unlike, for example, North Macedonia and Cyprus, 2 other songs I really, really like that I'm not sure will do as a result of the whole package that we saw on Saturday. So if you watched my first video when I reacted to all the songs first listen, that just got nudged out of my top 5 from Poland. It was only because of the melody and the fact that I was like, which song do I want to listen to now? I didn't get that grab for Georgia, but I was fascinated by Georgia. Am I surprised it won? Absolutely not. When I saw Georgia won, I was like, interesting. Because I think I said that song poses more questions than it answers, and it kind of stays with you because it's so unbelievably different from all the songs at Junior Eurovision. And then seeing it yesterday, like obviously when it came on, I was like, right, here's the winner, so let's see how it does. I can't fault it. Like, his vocals are unbelievably just wow, pitch perfect, notes on point, and the whole 3 minutes, what can you, like, I just loved the camera angle that circled him at one point as well. The camera angles were on point. And now someone's informed me in regards to the meaning of the song. I now understand more the staging ideas and the concepts behind the staging. I think it's a well-deserved winner. I'm looking at Spain now, which I'll talk about in a second. But when I saw it, I was like, yeah, that deserves to win. La, 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 la. Look, the favourites that people told me just didn't disappoint, right? So people were telling me that the favourites were Armenia, Spain, Portugal, and Ukraine. Look, a bit like Armenia, does this song grab me? No. I find personally with this song, there's not enough melody to grab me, but do I unbelievably appreciate the show that Spain put on for these 3 minutes? Yes. Everything, the colour scheme, the camera angles, that kind of phone moment, every single piece of this comes together for a holistic 3 minute, I wouldn't go as far as say masterpiece, but you cannot fault anything in regards to the production of what Spain did for these 3 minutes. And look, how amazing is she as a little performer? She didn't disappoint. She brought her charisma, she brought her attitude, and I thoroughly enjoyed the performance. The song for me is just not enough to grip me. I'm interested to see how this does. So like I said, I know Georgia wins. I know it was held in Spain. I know amongst Spanish Eurovision fans, they had a lot of hope for this song. So for them and for, you know, the momentum that they've been making in Junior Eurovision recently, I hope this does well. I smiled for the whole performance that I watched yesterday. He looked like he was enjoying every second. It was unbelievably endearing to watch this little dude because he does these like little shimmies, like he is loving life. And I mean, this high note, or this note that he ends with such confidence, like adult Eurovision performance could only wish. I'm not as drawn to this song and like other songs, but how unbelievably captivated was I by this young little dude who was literally living his best life on stage. I really, really appreciate that. And Germany had a good result last year. They took a break off, right? I hope they do well so they can continue their momentum. And I just think he deserves to do well, even if it's hitting that note at the end. And we talked about it in regards to dress rehearsal. I really appreciate this is a song that actually utilized this exposing portrait LED thing behind it, elevated the song rather than obviously teams working out what the hell they're going to do with it. They knew exactly what they were doing with it. Meets is music in our lives. Whoa. Don't know the Dutch bit clearly. There was 2 songs that were my biggest growers. So I said that there were 5 songs that just stayed with me at the end. We've already had 2. We've had Italy, we've had Albania. This is my 3rd, just because I didn't mind the song on Studio Listen, but like this song was elevated. It was elevated by the staging and it was elevated by them. I thought they did a great performance. Yeah, there are 2 songs that elevated in regards if I was going to do a top 16 now, and this is one of them. Like, yeah, I was bopping away at the end of this song, and actually when the song finished, I was like, oh, I didn't want it to finish. They did a great job. I hope they do well. San Marino. I've used the word endearing already. This performance was really endearing, and this girl with the curls, like whoever was sitting in the front row of this audience were treated to a show. Countless times, bless her, I saw her performing and smiling and waving to people in the front. Look, it was really, really, really endearing. Do I love this song? No. Like, do other people like this song? Yes, there does seem to be kind of like a hardcore small group that really, really like this song. I don't have that feeling about this song. But what I do have is, as an adult, seeing 4 young performers on stage, giving an opportunity to shine for 3 minutes, and it's really, really endearing. Look, again, a song that didn't grab me, unlike the masses, clearly. Unlike Armenia and Spain, yesterday I appreciated this song more, and I got more of the melody, and I kind of got on board with the song itself. But the one thing at the end of the 3 minutes, I didn't physically applaud, but I applauded in my mind. He's a superstar, right? Like that whole performance, singing, dancing, facial expressions, like being in the moment. Like he's a superstar. Like he's a superstar. To say he did Ukraine proud is an understatement. I could not fault him as a performer. As a result, completely captivated, and I'm expecting Ukraine to do really well. To say that there was pressure yesterday for me to like that song, like there is a lot of love for that song for all rational, logical, valid reasons. It is a song that does give you feels. There are other songs that I also think give feels this year. We're going to come to one after this. But, you know, it's on my channel. Have I appreciated this song as much as other people clearly have and do? No. But that's just a personal preference. But I do appreciate performances and songs that do have or do cut in emotionally, and you can't deny that performance, in regards to both the production and how she sells it, it is an emotive performance, and I really appreciate that. So I do think the song will do well. This song, I've come to really, really like this song. I'm not going to say it's my dark horse, but I've added this. There's a handful of songs this year that I've given a whirl the last couple of days as I'm working, and I have added it to my very limited playlist this year, I'm going to admit. It's a lovely little pop song. Lovely. It's a great little pop song. I don't think they could have done anything more. Like, I was watching the choreography again this morning. Like, choreography was on point. She was seamless with the choreography. I thought vocally she was good. It's a decent pop song. I just think at Junior Eurovision, if you're going to deliver a pop song, it needs to be more in your face. And I just think it's not as in your face as maybe it should be. And as a result, I do therefore have concerns about how well it will do. I hope it doesn't come last because I won't say Ireland's taking a risk, but they've done something different by sending this pop song. And at adult Eurovision particularly, if countries go off and do something different and it doesn't pay off, they don't revisit that path for years. And I hope that doesn't happen with Ireland. This song, my biggest grower of all 17 songs. I didn't necessarily, I think, I don't know whether I said it, but I certainly thought it in my initial reactions to the studio versions and music videos. I felt there was just something slightly missing. Well, what was slightly missing was evidently the live performance. Like, first of all, kudos to Malta because everything worked visually in regards to the visuals on stage, also in regards to his outfit. Like, I want an adult version of that. I think that's cool. I don't know where I would wear it to, but loved it. But I mean, he sold that song. I don't know how old he is, and I don't know the lyrics or the meaning behind the song either, but if I could give an Oscar for someone performing a song with 110% emotion whereby they're feeling every single word and note, it goes to this kid. This kid sold this song for me, and this was the biggest grower of the night. So as I said, the 5 songs that kind of stayed with me were Memory, Italy, Albania, Netherlands, Portugal. I'm not just saying that to appease people, but it's true. I should have added in Ukraine, but I'll put in a cheeky 6th. Ukraine and Malta. Like, I didn't really think this was going to do that well, but seeing this performance, I'm expecting this to do well. And if this does not do well, there is no justice in the world. Right, okay. Right, stop. So these are the jury points. San Marino, 1 point. Okay. Oh. Right, Georgia, makes sense. Juries, get it. Ukraine, you have to credit that performance. France, I think the quality of the song should be credited from the jury. Portugal, same song, vocals, deserves jury points. Same with France, actually. Albania getting love from the jury. Fully appreciate that. Okay, so Spain, lower. I thought that was going to get credited in regards to its staging. Same with Armenia. I thought Malta would do better with the juries. Those are some strange... Okay, so juries are going to have strict criteria, particularly thinking about vocals, right? So some of this... What's my biggest shock from the juries? I say Netherlands. I thought that deserved better. I thought they couldn't have done really anything wrong, so I don't know whether they penalise it for the song itself. I thought Poland would do better with the juries. Pleasant surprises? Albania. Getting some love. I thought Malta did a really good job.
You received from the online voting
Okay.
46 points.
They happy? I think they didn't even know that they were being announced. I hope they come back.
Cyprus, you have received from the online voting
Yes.
50 points.
Okay. Really got nothing to compare it to at this moment. I hope they come back. So they came back, right? So I hope they come back next year. Come on, Poland.
48 points.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, because there are some countries, because the point is with the voting at Junior Eurovision, you can vote for your own country, right? And there are some countries which I assume would, really push in regards to promotion, because there is a real Eurovision kind of fan base in Poland. I thought that would do higher just in regards to polls coming out for that song. Okay.
Estonia coming up. Estonia, you've received 41 points from the online voting.
Bless her.
So now we are finding out how many points received Germany. And Germany, you received 57 points.
He seemed happy.
My beautiful Ireland is next.
I'm fascinated with this one.
40 points.
Okay. Is she happy with that? I think so.
Next up is North Macedonia. And you've received 34 points.
Oh, is that the lowest we've had so far? I think it is, right?
Okay, so now it's the turn for Netherlands. You have received 57 points.
Deserved. That deserves to be on the left-hand side of the board.
Italy is next and received 46 points.
Okay, now
Ah. Just like,
I see loads of emotions in the eye. Malta is next.
come on, Malta.
You get 79 points.
That's the highest so far. Okay. I really want a good result for Malta. Like I said, that performance
For Armenia,
stole it for me.
you received 49 points.
Is he happy? I'm not sure. Yes? Is he happy?
España. Spain has received from the online voting 64 points.
Good showing. That's the second highest. Bless her. Oh, she seems happy with that.
Albania is next and
Sounds like she's getting a lot of support from the crowd.
4 points.
Albania. Right, sorry. Good. Okay, Albania needs to be
Coming up,
in top 8, please.
Portugal. You have
This will be high, surely.
106.
Good girl. 117 points.
France, you received 74 points.
Deserved.
Oh my gosh, Mark. I am dying.
Okay.
Dying here.
So is Albania in top 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Next up is
So it is going to finish in top 8. Good.
Ukraine. You have received 81 points.
Very respectable. Is he happy? I'm not sure. I'm struggling to read the emotions of these kids.
Jesus.
Okay, I mean, my hands are sweating.
Oh, Boo Lorenzo doing a bit of blasphemy. Okay. Why am I watching this? I know what happens. Georgia wins, but by how many? Oh, so the audience cheering for Portugal. Aww.
59 points.
Is it? How close was it? How close is it? Are they gonna? I can't do the math. Okay, looking at the results, evidently the jury massively helped Georgia, but I still think that Georgia is a worthy winner. Like, as an adult, just watching that performance, it just shone. Did other songs deserve to equally win? Yes, including Portugal, including Ukraine. Like, Ukraine could have done nothing more in regards to the staging, in regards to him. Artem is a superstar. Any of those three would have been worthy winners. I mean, I'm not surprised France is out of the running because, like I said, the song deserved top 3 material. His vocals deserved top 3. I mean, look at the top 3 anyway. All vocals were strong. I just still, staging-wise, could have been elevated more. Malta, top 5, worthy top 5. I don't think many people were talking about Malta, really, but that performance just came together. I think Spain's probably the biggest surprise. I think the amount of people that were rooting for Spain in the comments on the videos that I publish on my channel, I know obviously in Spain they are very passionate. So as a result, I was expecting both Armenia and Spain to get a lot of comments because that tends to happen. But at the end of the day, you know, Georgia, I think for me was always going to be top 5. Portugal was always going to be top 5. Ukraine was always going to be top 5. I mean, if anything, maybe Spain could have pipped in front of France and Malta realistically, but I have nothing else to say. But I'm sure there'll be disappointed Spaniards, which happens. They're a passionate group. Albania, that's the one that I'm the most happiest with. I was worried about Albania. I wasn't sure how it was going to do. I've just seen Armenia's 8th. We need to talk about that. Yes. I mean, I'm sure Armenians are passionate as well, and they had a lot of hope behind this song. And if it was to do with comments on YouTube, yeah, Armenia should be in the top 3. For me, I just felt that there wasn't enough to the song. I just didn't think the song was as gripping as other songs. And yeah, they fared okay in both. It's not like one let them down. I mean, and everything else can be explained rationally, right? I would have liked Poland to be higher. But look, I think that's a really sound placing. There's nothing in here that I feel like anyone's robbed. Everything can be explained. Yeah. Junior Eurovision 2024 is over. But I think more importantly, irrespective of what I feel, what do you guys feel? Are you happy with the results? Is there any surprises? Are you any songs that no one was talking about that did well and you're really happy about? Please do let me know in the comments. And if you're here and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. Please follow my channel. And yeah, like the video. I've forgotten the speech that I do at the end. Comment, all that stuff. And yeah, until next time, stay safe.